Welcome to the Paisans podcast. We're your hosts, the brothers from other mothers, Dante, Dave, and Sark. Join us as we talk about current events, our wives, kids, or whatever else life is throwing at us this week. With the Paisans, you're with family. That's a good question. Where should we start? Well, Dave, you flew out a week in advance, right? I mean, all told, from the time you left your house till the time you came back, was it like a 3-week stretch? 2.5-week stretch?
2.5 weeks, close to 3. It was like 2
Wow.
weeks and like 5 days, 4 days. Like,
Okay.
So it was about 2.5.
Damn.
Almost. Okay.
Yeah, it was the longest vacation I've ever
It's a
taken.
sabbatical.
So you
Yeah,
left.
It was nice.
How you left? How long before like I got there? How
We
many
left
days?
the Friday before the wedding,
Right.
which was so 6 days before.
You went to Athens.
Yes, and then we were in
Nice.
Santorini by that Monday. So we were in Santorini for like 3-4 days before the wedding. I just loved every second of it. I mean, Athens was really cool. Saw some of the historical stuff. It was hot as hell. Like it was hotter than I think really any other place in the United States I could think of aside from like Arizona, I guess, or like Southern California, I guess.
Was it hotter than
It was like
Santorini in Athens?
Yeah, but Athens was hotter, I think. I just think that Santorini has a slightly different climate because I guess you're more on an island. I don't know. I think Athens is mainland. I guess I'm not even 100% sure.
Why Athens? Why Greece?
Well, we decided on Santorini because Danielle had been there and really loved it, and I actually said this in my speech when I welcomed everyone to the welcome party. She just thought it was really beautiful, and she wanted our friends and family to have the opportunity to see that place if they could make it. So I think that's a pretty good reason.
That's admirable. I like that.
There's no family ties from either of us over there, so it's not like something like that. It's just a beautiful place that she had seen before. Truthfully, I mean, when I put it in that perspective, it was never a place that I was assuming I would ever be or on a bucket list or anything for me personally. But I'm happy I got to experience because it's a really beautiful place. So, Dante and I talked about this a little bit. I mean, the service I got there was great because I mean I was getting married and we had a wedding planner and everything, so they were like on top of everything. But
treat you like a king.
There is definitely a difference in attitude and just kind of ethic over there that Don, I don't know if you remember, we had like a whole conversation about that because of the interaction with the lady at the hotel, that front desk, when I asked for towels.
But the towels.
Towels and the delivery food menus. She was like, the day of the wedding where I had to get ready with Dante at his hotel. And because we got married in a villa in Santorini, and the rules of the villa only allowed X number of people to be there to get ready. So it was her bridal party, basically. So I had to leave the villa and kind of, go hang out with Dante at his hotel where he was staying, and then the rest of the groomsmen kind of came and hung out.
This way you didn't see her and everything else too.
Yeah.
Like
right, exactly. That too.
Romantic, Like I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that too, obviously. So, well, I should maybe back up even a little more. When I first got there that day, I'm trying to find Dante. It's this big hotel, and there's a lot of people who are coming to the wedding who were staying at this place. My dad was staying there, Dante was staying there, and then I think 3 couples from Danielle's side were also staying there. So I see one of the husbands. I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Do you know where my brother's staying?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I can show you." And then like I'm on the phone with Dante because Dante's trying to explain it. This guy goes, "Did you hear what happened with your brother last night?" I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Yeah, like he fell asleep on the bus because this was after the boat party."
That's right.
My God.
Dante fell asleep on the boat, and I woke him up to get him off the boat, but then we had bus rides kind of take everyone back.
Exactly. And I fell asleep on
but
the
I was
bus
on a different bus.
I slept past my
our
stop.
dad was there. Yeah, so my favorite part of that is Dad was like, I called Dante to see where he was at, like see what he's doing, and Dante answers, and he's like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Don, where are you?" And he's like, "I'm on the bus heading back to the hotel. Where are you?" So my dad was like, you missed a stop. And like, we had a whole conversation. Like, why did dad not wake you up? Like, I don't know. I guess he just wasn't paying attention. Like, I don't know.
He kept trying to explain the whole rest of the weekend. He was the whole rest of the time. He was like, I don't know why I didn't wake you up. I just assumed you were with us. I couldn't believe you wouldn't get up. I was like, oh, first time in my life that I slept right through something, Dad. Remember when like the fire alarm went up before you were even born, Dave? We went off the infamous Virginia trip, Sark. So before Dave was born, okay, me and my stepsister Leah went down with Dad and our stepmother to Williamsburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
And at one point we were in the hotel, the fire alarm went off and everybody got up and evacuated, okay, the hotel. But I didn't even get up. They all got up and left. They were outside before they realized that I wasn't there. And I slept through the whole thing. I slept through the entire thing. And my father didn't even notice that I was inside dying of smoke inhalation.
He did the same thing. He did the same thing in Greece.
That's right. My bus could have been going straight off a cliff. He was like, oh, my son? Oh, my firstborn? Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Everyone was after the welcome party. Everyone was kind of gathered at that hotel. Like they all got dinner together. And I remember Dante, you eventually got back to the hotel, and you're trying to find them, couldn't find them because it's a big place. And
yes,
I forget even how you got. I mean, I guess did they just turn around and drop you back off, or
no? I called another hotel. I called another taxi.
Oh, did you? Jeez, oh my god. Yeah, they're expensive.
Another 25 euros.
It's just like, and it's like a 5-minute ride. It's so ridiculous. But the next day, like I'm getting ready for the wedding at the hotel. You know, we kind of don't really have a plan. We just kind of know we have time to kill because it's going to take us not that long to get ready. So we're like, all right, let's go to the pool. And then because I went to the pool, I was like, maybe I should shower here. So I had a whole change of clothes, obviously. But we didn't have towels. So we go to the front desk, ask the lady for towels, and we're like, yeah, we'll order some lunch too. Like, it's midday. You don't have to be ready until like 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. So we go down. I was like, excuse me, like, do you guys have towels that we could have? And the lady just looks at me like towels? Like, why would you ever want towel? Like, she was like, what? Why? I was like, yeah, I just, my brother's room doesn't have towels. Like, I need to take a shower and just need a couple towels if that's okay. And she's like, okay. And like she like slowly walks to like some back closet,
right?
Grabs a bunch of different sized towels.
Hotel, like not a towel factory, sir.
Yeah. It's like exactly what it was like. It was like we give rooms, not towels. Like, what, are you crazy?
Like, what?
So she comes back and she has like all different sized towels, almost like she was like, why the fuck would you ever need towels? So she's giving me hand towels. She's giving me like towels to stand on, a couple of shower towels. It's like, okay, thanks. And I was like, also, do you have menus for, we want to get some delivery food? And she's like, for food? Like, she's like, for like, what? Like, why do you need food? I was like, yeah, like, we're going to be hanging out in the hotel room, just trying to order some lunch and call it. She's like, okay. She like reluctantly gave me like 4 menus that were all to the same place and a Domino's menu. It was just like the most, like, she was probably like, fucking American swine. Give him the Domino's menu. Like,
right. Yeah.
So Mike, he talked about, he comes over with the towels and the menus and ordering food and lunch and whatever. And then he comes over to my room and we had this nice little time. We sat quietly together, Dave. It was this nice little moment, brother to brother, where he sat and he was writing his vows and I was doing some writing on what was going to be my toast for the evening. And that was probably like 20 minutes we sat together. 15 at least. Yeah, 15 to 20 minutes of relative quiet. But, that's really an intimate thing. Like, to sit there together and, like, each work and, like, kind of be in our own space, but just, like, be in our own headspace, but be in the same physical space. It was just this sort of nice, really sort of comfortable thing. It was really, in its own way, in a way I guess I hadn't thought about until now and talking about it. It was really, I enjoyed that a lot. That was really nice. And it helped me too, because it allowed me to focus on what I wanted to say and think about how I was feeling and stuff. So we had this nice moment, Dave. Dave's writing all this stuff, and I'm writing all this stuff about what I'm going to say for the toast, and he's writing all this stuff he's going to say about his vows and what he wants to say when we're finally there in the moment. He's prepared to tell Danielle that he's going to dedicate the rest of his life to her, and that up until now, like, nothing's really meant anything, but now is the time that it's her. And that's when he opens his pocket and realizes he left them somewhere. I don't know, it might be in my bedroom. It might be. I'm not sure. Where was it, Dave? Did we ever find them?
Yeah, I did find them. So what happened was when I first I remember I had to.
So what had happened was.
I can explain it. It actually makes perfect sense when you hear it.
Of course it does.
So right, I write my vows there at Dante's house or Dante's
It always makes perfect sense
hotel.
once you hear it.
I bring it back and I have them. I should have just had them in my pocket. Is what I should have done. But I put it in this bag that I had. And I was like, oh, I'll have time to like grab it out of the bag or whatever. I get there and like we walk in and everyone's kind of standing around and the planners see me. They're like, oh, Dave, like here, like so-and-so, take his bag into the villa. So I just like I'm like in a conversation with someone, sort of like not paying attention, hand this girl my bag. And my vows are now gone. And then they're like, all right, everyone up top. Like because we're getting married up top here. And I'm standing up there, literally everyone's walking in. I think her bridal party's walking in. And I turned to Rob, the guy who officiated our wedding. And I was like, my vows are downstairs. And I was like, I don't remember them off the top of my head.
Was this as we were beginning the ceremony, Dave?
My God.
Everyone's walking in already. Like, so I was just like, oh my God. I was like, the vows are downstairs. Yeah. And Rob was like, oh, it'll be fine. He's like, it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. He's like trying to encourage me. I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. I'll just do it. I'll just speak from the heart.
There were a couple of mutterings of "it'll be fine" over the course of the evening.
So I went first, and then Danielle comes in. She has this like emotional reading. She's crying. She's like, and she has this real beautifully
booklet.
Yeah, like well written. And I'm like, afterwards, I was like, I pretty much was like, shit. And I like grabbed the mic and I was like, I agree to all of those things as well. And like, I got a nice little laugh about it. Because I'm sitting there, I was like, geez, I was like, at least I didn't have to follow that, I guess, because imagine following that and I'm out there bombing.
Well, I thought you were going to say you go first, you know, and then while she's talking, she finished, you say what you said.
Ditto.
You, babe. Yeah.
Ditto.
That's it. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
The art of stoicism.
What's this? Oh, Mike, this is your screen.
The boat ride took us around and we saw all these blue top houses. So Don, this is something you actually missed when we were sleeping, because they like after we ate on the boat, they're like, all right, yeah, we'll just take you to like these other locations around the island and like, you know, take pictures, whatnot, and then we'll get to our spot for the sunset. So they actually showed it, like they drove us up and we were like looking at these houses with the blue tops from the water, and it was just like, this stuff is mind-blowing. Like, look at how these houses are just stacked on each other. Because they're all on the sides of mountains. It's like, how do these people get up and down here? Like, it's crazy. But it's just their lifestyle. They're used to it. It's like those narrow-ass streets that I'm having a panic attack on, as like we're on this, commercial bus driving around. It's like
where they live.
Yeah, it's like these drivers they're not scared. They know how to do it. If they have to stop and back up a mountain, it's like they're fine with that. They can do it.
My wife's told me about those, where her family is, where you went in Amalfi.
It's with the Italian attitude, I guess, if you will.
It's like the mountain. I mean, just like the Santorini pictures, right? Yes. All the houses built up there, and then it's funny because if like this cousin Luca wants to talk to that cousin Luca, he just comes out the balcony and he yells down, and the other cousin Luca comes out and he yells up.
Pretty much, yeah.